strong, tightly packed stalker walks around the station. When he notices you, he lifts up his hat and nods. Just tell me, you're not the killer, right? Can't be too sure about anyone these days. Would I tell you if I was the killer? Sure you would, to confuse the investigation. Listen, if you are the killer, I'll tell you this. There's no point in killing me. I'm so resistant to pain, torturing me won't be fun at all. Look at you. Any thoughts on the killer and his identity? I suspect everyone but myself. Even that detective fella incurred an author of the book, in my opinion. Not even Bum, even though he's an awesome guy. In fact, what if there's more than one killer? Huh, think about it. Okay, can you answer some questions? Fine, ask away. Who are you? What's your name? I'm a stalker like everyone else. The name's Saltarello. Thank God it's not Salmonella. And what about the station? It's better than the surface, worse than the harbour. Harbour is nice, has the salty sea wind blowing in day and night, keeping you cool and fresh. The place stinks of chicken shit too much. However, the harbour is also bad in some ways, if you believe stalkers that live there constantly. So everywhere is bad. Any rumours? We had this tough guy called Wolf. He preached about devils and demons coming to our world through some gate in the old metro. One day he just equipped himself with all the weapons he had and left into the tunnels. Maybe he went to close that same gate. And what can you tell me about the Dead City? It's a real haven for all kinds of vagabonds, hobos and exiles. One would say it's more fun to choke on hot coals than to live here, but we like this place sometimes. Sounds romantic. What the hell? A little bit exotic. Weird, a stone knife. Oh, I can actually get there. Wow, there's quite a lot of people. What about you? You spot a red. Oh, she's even got an eye patch on her character as well. You spot a red-haired woman from afar. She's standing near the entrance of the stalker's drinking establishment, lost in thought. A moment later, she notices you and gives you a smile and a slight nod. It's when you realise she's not only missing an eye, she's also missing an arm. Ah, it's her. A sharp and shiny hook is attached to a stump on a missing hand. Hello. Hey there. Where did you find that fancy prosthetic hook? Everyone keeps bothering me about it. Once upon a time, I stumbled upon a huge rat in the death tunnel, not too far from Krasnoye. He gave me the tiniest of bites, but they got infected, so the doc had to chop off my hand. I'm just thankful it didn't spread any further. You should always be careful in the waste. By the way, isn't your name Larissa? Yes, I'm Larissa. Have me met? Nah, but my good pal who did meet you once asked me to say hi. Someone we both know. Who can that be? Don't tell me it's Vasquezito. Wait, no, it can't be Vasquezito. He was bludgeoned to death in a mountain pass away a year back. Who is it then? Tell me already. I have no idea about any Zit-tails, but a strange-looking old dude named Gavrilov asked me to say hi. Larissa's face relaxes into a genuine smile. Gavrilov? Don't tell me you're talking about the eccentric fellow who walks around in the Ant Carapace armor. Yeah, I remember him alright. He was quite the charmer. Always spoke about himself in third person like royalty. How's he doing? He's good. He settled in a village called Red Fighter. Red Fighter, huh? I heard about that place. Did he just settle there? What does he do there? Is he comfortable? More or less. What he's doing is really hoping to see you one day. The woman thinks to herself for a moment and nods. You know what? Why the hell not? It's settled. I have the Red Fighter as soon as I can catch a caravan or ship from the Dead City. Seriously? Just like that? Larissa laughs. Yep, just like that. The spirit of adventure has finally stopped nagging me all the time. All I wish for now is some peace and quiet. Anyway, I should prepare for my journey. Bye. I don't really have anything to sell. Good luck on the road. That was quick. Can I not? Oh, there we go. That's weird. I was clicking, but it wasn't taking me there. Hello, barkeep. A black-haired man behind the bar slowly wipes a glass with a sharply chipped rim, cracks a raw egg into it and spits in the middle of the sickly pale yolk, adds salt and pepper, then offers this delicacy to you. What? Why does he spit on it? Wasteland oyster. A drink made for a true stalker. Only those who empty the glass in one gulp earn the right to chill out in my tavern. Oh, fuck's sake. The bartender looks gloomy and confident and utterly serious. Several customers are waiting for your reaction with a poorly concealed grin. Spitting on a glass as you polish it is one thing. Spitting in the customer's drink is another. That is inexcusable. Well, maybe in the land of Milky Rivers where you come from, the tap water doesn't glow in the dark. But here we have our own drinking culture. Shit, I should have saved. What do you have for sale? I'm gonna give it a go. I don't have good endurance, so... Empty the glass in one go. You muster up the courage, snatch a glass from the bartender's hands and empty it into your mouth. You struggle against the natural reaction of your body to this drink, but once the cold slimy goo touches your tongue, your gag reflex begins to kick like a wild horse. You double over a gritty gurgling sound from deep inside your belly, and with a ripping belch, spray the cocktail back out the way it came. The bartender looks totally freaked out as the laughter of some of his customers rolls over you like thunder. Graf, I fucking knew it was a Hazing thing. Graf, you really did it? You batshit, but I like you. It's just pulling your leg about the drink, you know. We're not beasts here after all. Anyway, no hard feelings. What do you want to chat? What do you want? The chat? Trade? After that experience, I'm reluctant to give you my money, but go and show me what you've got. Alright. How does something like that even occur to anyone? A man came over a while back, named Ramses the Cook. He ordered a beer, port wine, Murmic's pour, but he didn't like any of it. He started swearing, called me a fucking donkey. At first, oh my god, I just realised there's just Gordon Ramsay in it. I entirely forgot about that. At first I wanted to offer him a complimentary accommodation in our morgue, but common sense got the better of me, so I asked his advice on changing the menu. He calmed down right away and even started smiling. And what happened then? The next day he returned with a list of dishes, each one stranger than the next. Scolia simmering in beetroot juice, Murmic fried with apples, tinned meat, Chakotay style. In a word, these things either beyond my skills or frank not worth cooking at all. Except for this cocktail. The first time I mixed it just as a joke, but I loved it. Some people want to puke just catching a glimpse of it, but I can't get enough. And I decided to use the fact it looks like shit as a very practical joke. Just wants to marry, let's talk about something else. That's whatever you want. Who are you? People call me Barrel. I own this wonderful tavern. And is there enough work here? Marginally more than a regular stock has. The profits are minimal, all things considered, but at least we're not operating at a loss. What can you tell me about the base? What is there to say? The metro is a sound place. My colleague, bartender Leka Serbsky from Kineshma, says that people taking shelter in a metro could have survived even in places that were completely bombed out, like Moscow, and how they have this new high-tech utilitarian society there. Tokens instead of money, subway cars instead of houses, glowing fungus instead of meat, things crafted from hand by rat dog hide. Things crafted by hand from rat dog hide. Otherwise, the tunnel gangs will just cut you to pieces. This Serbsky sounds like an interesting chap. You can say that again. He's a great guy, that one. When we meet again and have a drink, well, I'll stop there. What can you tell me about the base? Not much to tell. Everything's fine, more or less. Less rather than more. And any rumours? People have been saying Ramses the Cook went up north to criticise their cuisine, and in the very first village he stopped at, they burned him to death and then fired his ashes from a mortar. But if that's true, then what would we think about the confectioners from the south who supposedly dismembered Ramses and baked his remains into a huge pie because they criticised his gingerbread? I see. Anything else? That Maxim Rakitansky, the Wasteland hero, fell into the hands of some pretty tyrant. And what do you think happened then? Not only did Maxim survive, he made up with the gangster's 5 wives. So that's like, what do you call it, isn't it? That's just Mad Max, isn't it? When I was living in the south, some guy hired me to entertain him and his wife with my music during their stay in the lake. When we were out in the middle of the lake on their boat, we saw a monster, a woman with snakes hissing around her head instead of hair. She cast a single look at the couple and they turned to stone. All I could do was swim for the shore as fast as possible and avoid the same fate. I swear it's true. I'll be sure to remember that. Your encounter with the Medusa. And one of you must be the guy who's actually seen, or potentially has seen, the murderer. See, a stoutly built middle-aged man. He's not that different from the other inhabitants of the dead city, except for one tiny detail. The stalker's holding a long, thin cigarette rolled in white paper, and the smoke smells of burnt, sweet mint. The scent makes you involuntarily arch your brow. That's an interesting cigarette you got there, friend. Where did you get it? The man calmly puffs on, producing clouds of sweat, a sweet-smelling tobacco smoke. These are from Trudegrad. I buy them at the harbour whenever I get a chance. The stalker grins and carefully taps the cigarette ash onto the floor. By the way, people around here call me Fancy Pants. I think you can see why. It's good to see some new faces. Quite the buzz around. Quite a buzz about this crazed killer running around punching holes in skulls. How do the stalkers feel about it? He sounds dangerous. No one said being a stalker was some kind of cakewalk. The homicidal maniac is terrifying, sure, but our lives are in danger every day. DeBrave and the young merchant thinks something's after him, some folks are running a little protection racket, the local mob of shootouts on the reg, and don't even get me started on the mutants. However, an unknown killer in our midst is a reason for concern. Whoever this woodpecker is, he operates in darkness like a nocturnal predator, and once he picks his victim, there's no escape, so why bother? I want to ask you some questions. Go ahead, I'm not in a hurry. How'd you like the station? The guys fix it up real nice. It's easy to forget this used to be a subway for moving people around the city, but take my advice. Careful wandering these halls. All kinds of creatures roam down here. Advice noted. Let me ask something else. What do you know about the city? Let's get on this for a sec. It ain't a city no more. Glorified ruins more like. Who knows what it looked like before the war? I don't even remember what it was originally called. Shame all the old timers ran away a long time ago or died. No one left to ask. And where did you come from? True to grad. I want an adventure and this is just the place for it. There's enough adventure here for everyone. I see. Any gossip? People say that all these shadows, local mutants, have a queen of sorts. Some horrible abomination that keeps birth to more mutants that roam the city. But for what reason? I've got no idea. And what do you have? Do you have any of those cigarettes? Oh no, he's only got normal ones. It's enough chit chat. Are you the one who witnessed the murder then? You see a skinny man holding a glass of locally brewed moonshine. He gives you a quizzical look as he takes a sip and frowns. The taste clearly leaves much to be desired. Ugh, hi there. I remember seeing you on the platform. Did Kurd send you? Kinda, yeah, you're jerky, aren't you? That's me. Go ahead and ask your questions since you're already here, but I'm not going to write you a novel. I really didn't see much. Do you notice anyone suspicious? Next to the body? I don't think so. Although what? Jerky frowns as if trying to remember something. Finally he speaks, but he still sounds uncertain. There in the tunnel on the right side, I saw something. A silhouette. Could have been a person. At least something a little like a person. It was standing there in the dark. He or she, I don't know. But as soon as I looked in its direction, it disappeared into the shadows. Who knows? Maybe it was some random stalker or mutant. Maybe it was the woodpecker. Could be. But it was still fresh. The kill might have been somewhere close. Ding, ding, ding. My bullshit detector's going off top of the tree. I feel like you're hiding something. You sure that's all you saw? I think so. But I'll let you know if I remember something else. What were you doing at the scene of the crime? What was I doing? I was taking a leak. I can't whip out in the middle of the street like some animal, can I? Because we're lacking a few of the amenities doesn't mean we're total degenerates. Just like that, are you sure? If I actually question him and say that, does it like piss him off or? I think you're lying, spit it out. What do you mean lying? I can't just take a piss on the pub wall. I did that once and almost got my ass kicked because of it. Can you think of any suspects? The man bites his lip and falls silent for a second, then shakes his head. No, I don't know any potential maniacs. Damn it, I've never seen you before either. What's to say you're not the woodpecker? What's that mean? You have no suspects at all? I find that hard to believe. Who should I suspect? I suspect everyone already. You can't fully trust anyone, not even that detective Kurt's hired. Now how are you now? Are you okay? The man replies with an indifferent shrug. It's not like I haven't seen dead bodies before, but I do feel a bit uneasy. What if this maniac is close by somewhere? Well, I found everything out. Don't go anywhere. I'll leave if I feel like it. Who do you think you are, playing Mr. Bossman? Just some friendly advice. It's for your own good. Alright, bye. And who is this curious fellow over here, looking in the general direction of Jerky, who may have witnessed him kill someone? A smiling, round-faced man is looking around as if trying to pick someone out from the stalker crowds. He stops to search to address you before you even approach. Hey there, my name is Stanislav, but you can call me Uzarod. Nowadays, people keep calling themselves Boris the Bull or Constantine the Crusher, trying to seem intimidating, but I've chosen a nickname in honor of my hometown. I don't know if you agree, but I personally think this is a good reason for you to buy something from me. What a bunch of empty nonsense. Did the radiation sickness mess with your head? This buddy of mine once struck his head in a pile of uranium on a bet. Since then, he kept singing obscene limericks, and his eyes no longer blinked at the same time. May God have mercy on his poor soul. What the fuck? Nah, Pops, radiation has nothing to do with it. I was born radioactive. This is clearly delirium speaking. Textbook glossolalia. Terrifying. He's burned up on the inside. A mere shadow of a man. Cut the crap, Pops, and buy something. What is it that you're selling? Just ask. I can't buy from him the normal way. Let's just discuss the things you're selling. The man's smiles grow wider than usual and he cracks his knuckles like a professional pianist. Right now I have 3 items for sale. Stop looking around. I don't carry any bags because that's what I'm selling as information. I can sell rumor about a secret organization. I can tell you some gossip about a world famous celebrities, or I can give you a tip about a profitable venture. But I'm not sure about the last one. Plus it might involve some fighting, so I'm selling it for 500 rubles. The first 2 are 1,000 each. These prices are final. No haggling. The information dealer thinks for a while, then slaps himself on the forehead and says, I almost forgot. I heard a practically useless rumor recently which I can let you have for free just to show I'm serious, to give it an idea of what kind of goods I offer. Well, no harm in sharing the other information. Share the free stuff. You want to hear that nonsense? Sure. As long as you pollute your brain with useless info. The new password to enter the looter space is Zigan. Got it? Zigan. That's not useless. Why do you want to visit those swine? By now, they know what all stalkers look like, so they won't let you in even if you have a password. I don't think he knows what I look like, I guess. I want to buy the information about the secret organization? Stanislav Uzerod quickly counts the bills and gestures you to come closer. I won't repeat myself. As soon as the information leaves my mouth, I immediately forget it. How do I do this, you ask? Professional know-how. But as I already said, I won't repeat myself. Anyway, atom deniers, such as those at the very top of the Krasno-Samoyny administration, always argue that should atom really exist, someone would have discovered their base long ago. But what if I were to tell you that they were looking in all the wrong places? Atom isn't an army project, it's a navy project, and for that reason it's located on a giant submarine, a nuclear submarine, atomic if you will, hence the name. By the way, they recently lost a whole fleet of reconnaissance vessels led by the disgraced sailor Goryachev, and now their paramilitary divers are actively infiltrating our post-Soviet society in order to hunt him down and his crew. This is 100% true. I heard from the lips of one of those same divers near Otradno on my way to the Dead City. Big guy wearing a navy blue beret, which obviously is no coincidence. Alexander. Now who could that be? Exactly, he had the same beret as you, but his nose is different. Or not, I don't have much of a memory for faces. Alexander lets out a terrified grunt and quickly turns away from the merchant. I can't really say the first one. I've always had a thing for celebrity gossip. Take my money. Stanislav Uzerod smiles as he tucks the rubles away in an inside pocket. Between us, the death of the veteran restaurant critic Ramses at the hands of the various wasteland chefs is a somewhat exaggerated affair. In reality, he settled in Trudograd to open his cozy little eatery. It's rumored that if you say the word eclair before ordering, you get a nice discount from the chef, who's hated by waiters and cooks from Kamchatka to the hero city of Minsk. And lastly, what's the profitable venture? Stanislav Uzerod looks indecisively at your money for a moment, but takes it anyway. Okay, but don't blame me if the goods are faulty. I'll give you a discount. People say that one of the local looters, Maxim is his name, disappeared somewhere in the depths of the metro tunnels. Where and why I have no idea, but the man himself I know well. He's loaded with all kinds of items. If you get him out of whatever trouble he's landed in, he won't be stingy with the reward. That's if he's still alive, though. I'm looking for an interesting conversation. Sure, we can talk. Talking is, after all, an integral part of my business. Who are you? Stanislav Uzerod is a gossip monger who learned to turn profit on rumours. Yeah, that's me. And what are you doing here? I like to talk. I occasionally work as a stalker too, but rarely. Hey, talker and stalker are almost the same, aren't they? Oh, anyway, I'm almost entirely out of that game now. Information's worth a lot of money these days, comrade. More than some half-rotten junk anyway. And what can you tell me about this place? Some view it as a cesspit, an ulcer on the city side, a harbour for all the stinking beggars, destitute drunks and serial killers, but I see it as a place to make money, a place where interest and data is being bought and sold. In other words, it's a business. Do you know what a business is? Don't answer. That's one way to put it. Got any good rumours to share? Come on now, would you walk into a bar and ask for free booze? So why are you asking Stanislav Uzerod, gossip, mixologist extraordinaire, for free rumours? Start talking business and you'll find out everything you want to know. Maybe next time. I feel like I've been shortchanged. Yeah, let's have a look at these. Don't like suspicious meat in any of these stoves. And I just left the fridge open like a barbarian. Ah, a medic. An unshaven man of around 30 is lost in thought. His eyes are extremely deep and smart, yet he himself is sickly thin and half drunk. When he notices you watching him, he puts aside his syringe he had been filling and nods to you. Never seen you before. If you need medical attention, I can provide it. No money needed. Just 2 bottles of pre-ward vodka for treatment. I can also help with STDs, but that costs more. I have a few questions. I'm listening. What's your name, comrade? You can call me Dr. Gorski. Okay. And why don't you accept money for what you do? I mean, presumably you could use it to buy alcohol anyway. Drink is highly valued in this part, and our local barkeep runs out of booze. I sell what I don't consume for 3 times the price. I'd ask some medical assistance. Ah, yeah, he fucks you. How's life treating you? Sadder and sadder every day. And any rumours? One time I treated a very strange fellow for burns. He wore a wine cork necklace and carried a knife with "for sobriety" engraved on the handle. When I applied cream to his wounds, he laughed and said he got burned fighting for the sobriety of mankind. How can one stand being constantly sober in this day and age? Weird. I don't know. What do you have for trade? Nothing really that could be considered healthy. Yeah, why so glum, Doc? The man focuses his heavy gaze on you for a few moments, then waves you away. I'm good. It's just life in this place is kind of sad in general. That's why I pout so much. Well then, mystery solved. I know why he's sad now, because he is sad.